Having discovered the inequalities and the demerits of democracy and the pseudo-politics that is so widespread in most democratic society, ringing of elections, and so many abnormalities that is associated to democracy, I decided to develop another system of government more advanced, better than democracy. This system of government is called Tradocracy, Tradocratic system of government. Yes, in most societies, in most countries of the world, you quite agree with me that a lot of persons now come up for political positions during election. It is so widespread in most third world nations. They force themselves by rigging election, they force themselves on people. Why is it so? The reason why it is so simply put is because of democratic structures and institutions. Yes. The principle of democracy indirectly and directly select mediocres, select incompetent individuals to rule over the affairs of people. Yes. Before I go into details of the ease in democracy, I would like to introduce a new system of government called Tradocracy. Tradocracy is defined as the government of the well-being of people, expressing researcher, culture, and tradition of the people. It is structured into arms of government, Department of Morality, and Sovereign Electoral Commission. These are the structures and institutions of Tradocracy, Tradocratic system of government. Yes. The arms of government in Tradocracy are the executive, the researcher, the legislature, or sometimes judiciary. Tradocracy is either made up of 3 arms or 4 arms, depending on the desire of the people, depending on what type of tradocracy a state or a country wishes to operate. When tradocracy is made up of 3 arms, the arms of government shall be executive, researcher, and legislature. Researcher is the new arm that was introduced into Tradocracy, and it is researcher arm that made Tradocracy to be different from all other systems of government. The researcher arm made Tradocracy to be unique and be different from democracy, different from socialism, communism, monarchy, and all other forms of systems of government. Yes. The researcher arm is a body of all perfections. Yes, all perfections are represented in researcher arm. You see, one of the major disadvantages of democracy was that a single profession of law, judiciary, was made an arm of government at the expense of all other professions. This was completely inequality, an aberration, an abnormality in a system of government that is so widespread. Because all professions govern the people, it's not only law profession that govern the people. So the researcher arm was introduced to bring equity, equality in system of government. Because researcher arm harbors all perfection, and law professions shall be inclusive in researcher arm. When three arms of Tradocracy is operated. But if four arm is operated, the arms of government then shall be four arms, and they are executive, researcher, legislature, and judiciary. But you see, tradocratic practices most times encourage states or country to take to the three-armed system of government of Tradocracy. Because researcher arm is a body of all perfection, and judiciary shall be included in researcher arm. The unique and the advanced nature of Tradocracy is so well defined. Tradocracy operates sovereign electoral commission. The electoral commission is sovereign because president or executive do not appoint electoral officers. They come into power on no party basis, organized by the Department of Morality. Department of Morality is one of the institutions of Tradocracy. Yes, and the executive or president do not finance electoral commission and do not police electoral commission. Electoral commission has two autonomous units: the Electoral Legislative Assembly and Electoral Monitoring Guide. Electoral Legislative Assembly makes law for Electoral Commission only. Parliament do not make law for Electoral Commission. Only Electoral Legislative Assembly makes electoral law to rule out pseudo politics and rigging in an election. Yes, electoral commissions operate party system and group system. Yes, you see, in most democracies, usually party system, but in Tradocracy, there shall be group system and party system. The reason is that in Tradocracy, money is not tied for electoral competition. As voting is made free, electoral competition shall be made free to rule out indirect discrimination of certain classes of people. Because when money is tied for electoral competition, like what is seen in most democracies, major and competent population or persons are ruled out from competition, from competing for electoral competition. Because huge sum of money is tied just to take presidential electoral form, not to even talk of campaign and other electoral processes. Somebody from humble background or in middle class may not be able to vie for any political position even when he is more competent. So Tradocracy do not tag money for any electoral competition. If you are interested in any post, from the post of president to the least post, you can freely go to electoral commission, take electoral competition free without paying any money. Campaign and other logistics shall be free because electoral commission shall provide all logistics for campaign in all localities. For instance, television stations, radio station, and newspaper houses, vehicles, cars, motorbike, books, craft, and all other logistics that is needed for all electoral processes for campaign and other processes. Yes. So what is how is possible is even when electoral commission will not have TV stations, their own personal TV station in most localities, what they do is to liaise and cooperate with television stations and TV stations within that locality. Yes. And the money paid by electoral commission to all the TV stations, radio station, newspaper houses shall grossly be subsidized. Yes. For candidate to make use of it freely. That's the reason why I said electoral commission shall provide all logistics for campaign. Yes, however, the electoral commission shall also have her own independent media houses and other logistics purposely for all electoral processes. This is done to allow participation of all classes, whether you are middle class, whether you are from humble background or you are extremely very rich. You must be able to compete for any position. Any candidate that uses money to obtain electoral competition form or for campaign, such actions shall be regarded as treason, offense against the state. So what it means is that electoral competition is made free in Tradocratic system of government. Unlike democracy, money is tagged for electoral competition, which disallowed competent individual from competing. How could a system of government tag money for electoral competition when the purpose of elections and electoral process is to be able to select competent individual to rule over the affairs of people. The essence of a system of government is to select competent individual. So by taking money on electoral competition, mediocres and incompetent individuals are elected into political offices, which will be grossly bad and grossly, let me say, potent a danger for the larger populace or for governance. Yes, you see, some people made money by luck, some people made money through tricks or through illegal ways. Some also made money through moral ways. Fool can be billionaires. So you cannot just tag and design the system of government for the participation of such class of people alone. Yes, when money is tagged, such system of government has indirectly tagged money for a particular class of people, not for everybody. Yes, that is why Tradocracy shall be the best system of government for the people. Yes, another basic instructions of Tradocracy is Department of Morality. Department of Morality is involved in what? In scrutinizing conduct of political leaders and workers of a state, whether private or government or public workers. Yes, they try to monitor whether money is gotten in an illegal form or monitor certain behavioral conducts. When such is acknowledged or detected by the Department of Morality, such person shall be prosecuted in the court of law. And also Department of Morality, evaluate performance of executive leaderships. Yeah, from the post of president to the least post at the end of each term in office. Yes. If a president or a governor or any executive officer perform below average, average shall be scored as 50%. Such political leader candidates shall not recontest election again. But such action is different from impeachment process. Impeachment proceedings or process is meant for legislative houses alone. But evaluation of performance is carried out by the Department of Morality. Yes, this is done to disallow use sum of money, spent in at every term of office will be used for economic prosperity and development. So to prevent all that, evaluation of performance is normally carried out on elected officers. Yes, executive elected officers at the end of each term. You see, another basic functions of Tradocracy is the new arm, the researcher. The researcher is not involved in legislative functions and is not involved in executive functions. The primary aim of researcher, the new arm of government, is the harmonization of professions and research. So they are involved in research. 3 weeks on the field and a week in the house of researcher for deliberation and appraisal of their research. You see, professionals are elected to the house of researcher. What I mean professionals, for instance, a professional representing health are elected to the house of researcher. Professional representing engineering, professional representing humanities, professional representing art, professional representing law, professional representing agriculture. All professions are elected. At least 3 or 4 members are elected to the House of Researcher. There shall be Federal House of Researcher, State House of Researcher, and local government House of Researcher. Note that it is only professionals that vote to elect members to the House of Researcher. For instance, members of health professions shall elect professional to the House of Researcher. If it is Federal House of Researcher, members of health profession nationwide shall vote to elect such candidate. If it is State House of Researcher, members of health state and statewide shall vote to elect such candidate to the House of Researcher. Their primary aim is to involve in research. Yes. You see, a medical personnel or engineer or any professional in the House of Researcher is sent to his area of his specialization. For instance, a doctor is sent to hospital or health institution for research for the purpose of research. Or engineer is sent to engineering firm for research. An accountant is sent to accounting agency for research and all that. What they do is to involve in innovations, go into the unknown, maybe to produce certain things that is not even existing. They bring it out through research that will benefit mankind once it is well designed and researched upon. Even existing products can be fine-tuned. For instance, drugs that have a lot of side effects, such health professional could decide to fine-tune the drug so that the drug may not have will have reduced side effects and all that. But after the completion of their research, They go to the House of Researcher for deliberation and appraisal. Once it is signed by the head of House of Researcher, once it is approved, such research must be produced by executive, yes, by executive daily, for the purpose of industrialization, economic advancement, and good welfare of the people. You quite agree with me that such actions will improve the well-being of people in that state or country. You see, it is only Tradocracy that have this unique arm of government. And once such research is approved, the executive must produce it. Failure of executive not to produce it will attract an impeachable offense. So therefore, it is mandatory, unlike what is happening in most democracy. Even when individuals on their own produce technological products and government is aware, they overlook it. So such action, bring in backwardness, underdevelopment, and all that. But now that the House of Researcher is now an arm of government, so government is mandated to produce it for economic purpose and for the welfare of people, industrialization and development of such community. You see, Tradocracy is unique in its nature. Now, another unique aspect of Tradocracy is the party system and the group system. Individual who is willing to contest for election and does not belong to party shall be made into group, maybe group A to group F. Yes, but if you're a member of party, where you contest under party platform. If you are not member of parties, because electoral competition is made free, you will discover that millions of persons might be interested to compete in political competition. And as such, electoral commission shall develop a group, and that group shall be dissolved, ceases to exist immediately after the end of electoral competition. Yes, the reason for the formation of group by electoral commission is to be able to select and elect candidates that will represent each group. For instance, individual who took a form for presidential election shall be made into a group, and primary election for such group shall start from what? Shall start from sub-wards. From the sub-wards, who wins at sub-wards will contest at ward level, and who wins at ward level shall contest at local government level. Who wins at local government level shall contest at state level. Who wins at state level shall contest at national level. And who wins at national level shall represent his group. Yes, the party system shall also start their primary election from sub-wards. So together, they come together to compete in the general election. If it is presidential election, both party candidates and group candidates compete. So who wins the general election after evaluation of other competition? Because Tradocracy based elections on 50%. There are other electoral competition. The other type of electoral competition is electoral examination and electoral debates, which are scored. Electoral debate is scored as 30%. Electoral examination, 20%. So the individual who has the highest score, both scores from election, because election is scored as 50%. Both score from election, debate, and electoral examination. The person that had the highest score shall win the particular post he contested for. The reason for that is that Tradocracy embraces competency. Tradocracy is government of competency, not government of majority. The reason is that a lot of people, if you base electoral competition 100% on election, some people vote on party affiliations, even when their candidate representing party is not competent. Some people even vote on bloodline, some vote on religious affiliations, which will be detrimental to the society. You are supposed to vote for competency, not on religious affiliations or group affiliations, not on tribal affiliation, not on bloodlines, not on party affiliations. We are supposed to vote for competency. That's the reason why Tradocracy brought out elections as a part of electoral competition, electoral examination, and electoral debates, which are scored. I know that in democracy, electoral debate is just a social gathering. It's not scored. Yes, this is a unique aspect of Tradocracy. And in Tradocracy too, Tradocracy operates parliament. The parliament may be Senate or House of Peace. Yes, if a country is predominantly made up of kingdoms, they shall operate House of Peace. House of Peace is upper arm of legislature, and representative shall be traditional kings. But if a country is a country of immigrants, they shall operate Senate. For instance, countries of immigrants like the United States, Brazil, most country in America continent, both South and North American continent, are mainly country of immigrants. Even from oceanic continent, Australia and all that, a lot of countries are country of immigrants. But other countries that are predominantly made up of kingdom shall operate House of Peace, and of which the representative of House of Peace shall be traditional kings. But note that Senate, representative of Senate comes from the public, not from traditional institutions. Yes, that is the difference. However, a country shall choose the type of tradocratic system of government it wishes to operate. Yes, tradocracy is unique in its nature. There is no vice president in tradocracy. The upper arm of legislature, whether House of Peace or Senate, depending which upper arm operates at a particular time, shall elect the second man in power. If House of Peace is in operation, they shall elect the second man in power next to president, and it shall be called national honorary. But if Senate operates, Senate shall operate the second man in power, and such person shall be addressed as national leader. Yes. And certain ministries are under the control of national energy, the second man in power. For instance, the national energies shall control certain ministries, and they shall appoint ministers to head those ministries. The ministries are Ministry of Agriculture, because Ministry of Agriculture, they are traditional ministry. Ministry of Police Force, Ministry of Art and Culture, and Ministry of Police Force. Yes. I repeat again, national energy, who is next in power, shall appoint ministers to these ministries, because he shall control these four ministries: Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Police Force, and the Ministry of Art and Culture. These are traditional ministries, quite different from tradocratic patterns. But the president shall control all other ministries, including Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Finance, and all other ministries shall be under the control of president. It's only president that can create new ministries. But creating new ministry will not in any way create a ministry that say with the ministry the national noji or national leader of is controlling. Yes, because president and the second man in power, called the national onoji, have their own constitutional role. However, all these are signed into law by both the president and the national onoji. President has 14 veto powers over the decision of national onoji or national leader, as the case may be. But the national onoji and national leader have no veto power over the president. This is done to bring in sanctity, check and balances in the country. Thank you very much for listening.